frustrating or depressing or whatever it is.
Well, some of that
Just,
too
you
is
know,
is finding your motivation. You in order to do something in life or go in a certain direction, you have to have a certain motivation. And that motivation has to be enough to drive you to, in military terms, complete the mission. And your only goal in life should be completing the mission. Now, there's other things that may get in the way of that. There's other things that may be caveat to that. So, because things happen along the way in life. You have kids, family, other relationships, business relationships, friendships, bills. All of this stuff is going to pile on top of you. But if you're going in one direction and you're moving with a purpose, all of that stuff will come along with it, but you will have the necessary resources to take care of it. And then you plan for the inevitable or plan for something that may or may not happen. That way you can kind of handle that and then keep moving. And I think a lot of us, me included, we don't do enough of that. And so that goes along with some of the stuff that we're talking about. And it sets a certain level of appreciation for where you've been in life. You can turn around and look and see, like, man, I remember when I started out, I was in a one shack type of apartment, and now I'm living in a 5-bedroom house. Like, you can look back to that, and then you know that you can keep grinding. But, if it's been 20 years and you still on the same corner doing the same thing or in the same house and you got nothing to show for it.
Speaking of that, so there were a couple of things that you brought up, motivation, and doing what it takes to complete the mission. I remember I had started reading, which I haven't finished. I think it was Stephen Covey's, like, The 7 Habits of Effective People or something like that. Yeah. And one of the things he said in that book was that as a family, now I had never heard of this. This was something brand new to me. Mm-hmm. He said he feels like every family should have a mission statement, and it should be posted in a prominent place in the family's, site, like in the kitchen or in the dining room or the family room.
Wow.
And he said everybody should have a role in that mission statement. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And different jobs that they're going to do in terms of making that mission happen. And I was like, wow, that is really an amazing way to look at it. Because he was like, he said that many families operate from chaos. Mm-hmm. And they're very reactionary. Mm-hmm. A situation happens, Johnny fails his math test, is about to flunk, math and not be able to move to the next grade. Mm-hmm. And the whole family is, not Johnny, why did that, and everybody's reacting to Johnny and his problem. But there wasn't a culture sometimes, right. There wasn't a culture established that Johnny was going to see that it was his job as part of the mission of the family for him to be a good student. Mm-hmm. And part of his role in the family's success was going to school, getting good grades. Mm-hmm. That wasn't something that was explicitly told to Johnny, and there weren't expectations laid out. When you come home, the first thing you do is your homework before you play a video game, before you watch TV, before you do, So because there wasn't a mission, in a sense, there wasn't a role set aside for him and expectations laid out, then there's just this reaction. And every time something happens, there's a reaction. And then you're just dealing with situational things, but you're not laying out a plan of how you want that child to grow up or the mission that you have for that child. Like, for example, he said that he wanted to create children who were productive and self-starting and that basically live lives that they could be proud of, which meant he had to make them independent thinkers. And he had to make them very responsible to where they weren't always running to mom and dad to clean up every mess because they weren't making any good decisions. So as part of the mission statement of him as a parent, that meant that he had to give his kids chores. he had to have consequences for them not following through with those chores. He had to have discussions with them about when they were not maybe being honest or whatever. And all of that was tying back to them being responsible and productive and people who could go out into the world and be able to handle